think it does. The bedtime one does. I don't know if the normal one does.
Well, we're gonna find out, bro.
I just need a wish again.
Sweet. What are we talking about in this one?
Aliens.
Aliens. Okay. I'm actually pretty well prepared for this one, I think.
Okay, I'm not. So, here we go.
Yeah, unfortunately, neither am I. But, with regards to aliens, my first... Did you see that the Pentagon...
Are we going?
Yeah. Did you see that the Pentagon released video footage of UFOs?
Yes. This is the second time they've released.
This is the second time?
Yeah.
When was the first?
I want to say last year. Like late last year. They released... So, Joe Rogan had the pilot that saw... That recorded the footage. Yeah,
I watched
and that was the first batch. So that was off the like the coast of California, I think. They were doing like a practice drill. And then they saw this flying thing. And he goes into like detail about explaining it, and it's actually crazy.
It is.
But yeah, we're definitely not alone, I don't think.
You don't think... I don't know, dude. I don't know if aliens would like waste their time coming here, to be very honest.
Dude, I think they would. I think they find us like comically funny.
You think so?
Like they just view Earth as this comedy show of like tragic and unfortunate events, you know?
Yeah.
Like they're like those dumbass humans. Look at that.
Yeah, they're like, check this corona stuff they got now. But I think like
they've been on the planet for like 1,000 years, and they're still killing each other.
And they still can't get it right. Yeah.
Over God, yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy, dude. But that's what like the controversy behind these videos and everything, right, is why would they release it during coronavirus? Like, we have enough going on.
That's true. I didn't think about that, but it's a great way to distract people. But the funny thing is, if their plan was to distract people, it backfired in their face more than anything I've ever seen in my life. Because not a single solitary soul gave a shit about the aliens, bro. They tuned in, they were like, coronavirus news, like, here's all the new stats and stuff, and then they were like, then CNN was like, oh, the Pentagon released new alien footage, and back to coronavirus.
Yeah, and Trump had this to say, and everyone's like, what did he say?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, didn't you just see that there's like flying things that are going around with green people inside and you just don't care? Like, but I was, dude, I felt really bad because before coronavirus happened, right? I think we were in Canada when I said this. And I was like, how awesome and scary at the same time would it be if something crazy just happened on Earth, right? Like, imagine we just discovered a dinosaur that's still alive. Or an alien just pitched up and was like, what's up, peace? You know, like, or we found a UFO, or like, we found Atlantis, or...
These are a lot of examples.
You know what I'm saying?
I think about this a lot.
I think, oh dude, so much. I think I have one more. Or someone time traveled, right?
Okay. Hitler's still alive.
Or that, dude. Imagine we're like, oh, by the way, there's Mr. Hits. Like, imagine that just like showed up.
He's in Brazil.
Imagine it, just like, but there's actually a lot of theories behind that, and that actually is quite
He has a strong Brazilian accent.
Yeah, and he's like super tanned, just from being on the beach all the time. We'd still hate him, you know? But, So something like that happens. Imagine how it would throw the entire planet completely out of whack.
Yeah. It would destroy all like foreign relations.
Dude, everything. Like no one would know what to believe. No one would have any idea.
No one knows what to believe right now, and then you say Atlantis is real, and we're like, wait.
Yeah.
They lived underwater. Holy shit. Wait, was Atlantis underwater always?
No.
Or is it now underwater?
Atlantis was above and then got sunk.
Oh.
I think.
It hit an iceberg?
Probably. They
Yeah.
Titanic that bitch. Also, I'm going to go on this one and say that both of them could have fitted on the door. I know this is an old discussion, but that's my opinion. Both
Yes.
could have.
No, 100%.
And
That's like
did you know that they made a Titanic 2?
no way.
I didn't. They did, eh, Jess?
Yeah, they did.
They made a Titanic 2. How?
Excuse me?
How do you make a second one?
I mean,
So wait, was
There was another
was
there
Titanic
another
is Titanic based on a true event?
Yes.
yes.
It is. So then how do you make 2?
What? That was the craziest thing I've ever heard come out of your mouth. I've known
What,
you
was
for
it based on a
almost
true
10
event?
years.
I actually didn't know
Yes. Oh, Joshua.
that. Wait, I think
no.
I did. Okay, wait.
Dude.
Let me reiterate that question.
Okay, yeah.
I know
no,
the
try again.
boat Titanic sunk. I know that.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
with regards to being on a door and one guy drowning and painting her and being on the front all romantic, none of that shit actually happened.
Dude, maybe there was a boss on the thing that just I don't know, maybe.
But how are they going to prove that?
I don't know, do doors float?
If it was made out of like...
Wood. Yeah, I guess it would float if it was wood.
I think it would. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good
It
one.
could have been true, bro. There was probably someone on a door. Also, where'd the door come from? Oh, the door came from when it broke in half, and then
Did it break in half?
yeah, like it went down and well, in the movie it did, and I think in real life too, because they found
Yeah,
the
it
one
did.
half of the ship, but they couldn't find the other half of the ship.
So there was a theory that I
currents.
heard, right?
Mm.
Behind Titanic. Titanic itself, the actual ship,
Yeah.
isn't the Titanic.
Please explain.
Okay, so they made more than one of these boats. There were 2 of them. I'm going to Google it while I'm saying it so I can actually prove this to you. Because I sounded dumb for my question before. And now I'm going to prove that I got some wisdom in this noggin.
I'll do some research.
Yeah, I'm saying Titanic wasn't the boat that sunk.
Yes, it was. Yes, Titanic. If you just Google Titanic, it says RMS Titanic.
I
RMS
know.
Titanic was a RMS Titanic was a British passenger liner operated by the White Star Line. Blah blah blah. 2,224 passengers and crew on board. More than 1,500 died. It was the
a lot of
deadliest
people,
piece of
dude.
commercial. Yeah, so it was the Titanic that time.
Here we go. Number 1. The ship wasn't the Titanic.
What?
So, she had a sister ship called the Olympic. And they think the Olympic, you see, had been in 2 serious collisions within months of its launch. The damage was so severe that repairs would have been astronomically expensive. Listen to me. Some theorists have suggested that White Star Line, which was the rulers of all, of whatever
I
it
get
is,
you.
yeah, switched the 2 ships so the unblemished Titanic was sailing under the Olympic's name. The real Olympic, on the other hand, was left at the bottom of the ocean. This theory was the most recently laid out in Robin Gardiner's book Titanic, the Ship That Never Sank. So, I can't remember if I watched this or read it, but apparently when they dived down to the Titanic, they found the letters OL on the side of the boat that had been revealed by all the paint and whatever other shit, like being eroded after years, and they painted over it, called it the Titanic, sent it out, and it sunk, and they were like, cool, well, it would have cost us a lot of money to repair that one in anyway. At least we still have this one.
Interesting.
So that's a theory, right?
So, okay.
They also believe that the wreck could have been deliberate.
Really?
Yeah. This is actually...
What are you on right now?
Bustle.
What
Bustle.com.
Dude.
It sounds like a porn channel.
It sounds like a
Welcome to Bustle.
like a heavy
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude. They're like drum beat.
Yeah, it sounds like one of those. So, then another theory that the wreck was deliberate, right? 3 passengers on the ship, John, Benjamin, and Isadore. Isadore is never been one of the brothers. There was John, Benjamin, and Isadore. were opposed
Wait,
to the...
Isidore?
Yeah, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying.
Dude!
It's a door. It's a door.
It's a door!
It's a door.
Everyone was like, how did she survive? It's a door.
It's a door.
So, dude, maybe we misunderstood this whole thing. It wasn't an actual door. It was Isidore.
Yes, it was. The door was a tribute to the passenger that died.
That died saving that... What's the lady's name from it?
Rose.
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 Saving Rose.
Yeah. I was going to say Grace, but Rose.
Somebody.
Close but no cigar.
Grace is from Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders. That's a dope
Peaky
show.
fucking Blinders. That's probably my top show ever.
I watched like the first 3 episodes and then I don't know why I didn't continue, but it's very good.
You should continue.
I know. But wait, I want to read this to you.
Watching that. Yeah.
So they believe that John, Benjamin and Isidore were against the creation of the Federal Reserve Bank. Their deaths in the wreck supposedly smoothed the way for the establishment of the Federal Reserve Bank. So Federal Reserve Bank's the bank that like basically runs America, right?
Yeah, I think so. It's like the central...
Yeah.
It's like the government bank.
Yeah. So there's a few variations on this theory. In some versions, the men were opposed to income tax legislation as well. According to others, the Catholic Order of Jesuits, or the plutocrat J.P. Morgan lured the men onto the ship and to their deaths.
Wow. So they killed 1,500 people to kill 3 people.
Dude, they also believe that on the Titanic, there was the remains of a mummy. The Titanic was carrying the remains of an Egyptian mummy, which was stored on the bridge to avoid damage. You can see where this is going. Supposedly the remains cursed the ship and made it sink.
Okay, now we're getting deeper now.
Yeah, now we're getting far.
Yeah.
The next one,
That sounds a lot.
They believe that a journalist predicted it. A guy published how the Atlantic mail steamer went down in 1886. Its plot is eerily very similar to the Titanic disaster. Okay, Apparently there was a ship that refused to help them when they were sinking, and they refused to come and save some peeps.
I think I heard that.
Yeah.
Or they couldn't like broadcast it or something.
That's
Or it came, but it took too long to get there. Something like that.
I don't know. All I know is that we'll never know.
Yeah. Well,
I feel like Leo knows.
Leo, you think he's in on the... Well, he's probably part of the Illuminati.
I don't know. He does so much good stuff for the world through all his... But maybe that's a cover.
That's what I'm saying. It's a front.
I don't know. He seems like quite a gangster.
He's portraying himself as a good person, and then when it comes out that he is a part of the Illuminati...
Maybe he's the dude flying those UFOs.
Then we're like, ooh, maybe the Illuminati's flying the UFOs.
Maybe. I could see that happening.
I don't think the Illuminati exists. Like, it's just such a crazy idea that, like, a bunch of people in Hollywood are just like, hey, let's just make a cult and not tell anyone about it. And then, like, what do they do?
Exactly.
You know?
But that's my thing. It's like...
They don't do anything.
What would be the point of it if it's doing nothing to the outside world other than just being a part of it? You know what I'm saying?
I guess
like, I know that it
yeah.
has, like, people say it has, like, evil roots and it's satanic and it's whatever else it is. To be honest, I don't know, dude. I don't know anything about it.
Dude, maybe the Illuminati is like Red Cross or something, and they're just saving millions of people.
Imagine.
But, yeah.
Too many covers, dude. Although, then again, I don't want people to think that we support the belief of the Illuminati. I don't want anything to do with it.
No. I don't.
I stay away.
I abstain. Yeah. This is a...
I'm staying in my lane.
Podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm staying away from that stuff.
Anti-Illuminati.
Yes.
You can't change academia. Yeah.
There was something I was going to ask you that as well.
Illuminati. How do you spell Illuminati?
ILLUM.
Oh, it ends in double T. Oh, no.
Is it double
yeah,
TI?
It ends in it. No. ILLUMINATI.
Yeah.
It ends in an I.
How do you think they built the pyramids?
Dude, that could easily be aliens. I don't know. It's like if you break it down and you think like how did people move massive stones like hundreds of feet high
Exactly.
in like so long ago? When were they built even?
Well, I've just checked now because there was stuff that I read that like the stone that the pyramids are made out of, you couldn't find that stone for hundreds of kilometers.
Interesting.
And I don't know, but that's what I read before. So there's 25 facts. I'm going to say them, but not explain them.
Okay.
Number 25. The pyramids were built by paid workers, not slaves.
Okay.
Next
That's hard
one.
to believe.
The bricks, each brick that they built it out of, weighed more than an elephant.
Jeez, bro.
I thought it would be a lot more than that.
Yeah. I mean, one brick, an elephant.
Okay, fair.
An elephant's like 2 tons, isn't it?
I think
Or
so.
like a ton.
The pyramids
That's a lot
were
of weight.
once glittering. Apparently they were once shiny. There, this is dope. The pyramids are precisely aligned to true north.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
there's a lot of correlation between the pyramids and astronomical events,
Yeah. I'm trying to find you the one.
which is really cool that they're able to figure that out. Bro, people are amazing. Like, imagine figuring out all this stuff without Wikipedia or Google. Like, you just had to look at things and be like, oh, maybe it works like that, or maybe it works like this.
But that's what I don't understand. Is that like we doing some pretty dope shit right now. And everything that
Yeah.
we're doing, anything that's an advancement
Uh.
right now is an advancement in technology, right? Outside of technology, I think in medical fields and stuff we're doing quite a lot as well.
I hope we are. We
I
need
hope
more and
so,
more.
especially right now. Shout out to
Yeah.
nurses and doctors and stuff, absolute beasts. But like the pyramids were built at a time when all they had, what's that thing called that has the balls on that you push from side to side?
Abacus.
Abacus, I was going to say acabus. An abacus, right?
Right.
Dude, like, okay, so the Egyptians were a huge part in the formation of math as a whole.
Yeah, mostly the Greeks.
Yes.
Mostly the Greeks, and then I think it trickled down
Into Egyptian time, and they made some really big. I just don't understand how they got to that point. They built the pyramids. They could mummify people. They had like hierarchies and like kingdoms, and dude, most of their leaders were also really young.
Yeah, but that's like historical, like because like kings die and then the firstborn son or firstborn child is the heir to the throne, and people didn't live very long back then.
Yeah, they didn't.
So
That's right.
yeah, so then you would just have like a super young ruler.
I don't know, dude. I don't know how those pyramids got built, dude. Everything's too
Frickin'
specific.
flying object in the sky.
Everything's too specific and too perfect and too scientifically mathematical for its era.
Yeah, there's a lot of like unexplained
It's
shit like that,
hectic.
like the pyramids, Stonehenge.
Yes.
What
That also
else?
doesn't make any sense.
That's really all I can think of right now. I mean,
Well-
the Great Wall of China.
Yeah, but that was.
Do you know how big the Great Wall of China is?
No, you can see it from space.
Josh, it's so long. I didn't realize this.
I think you can see it from space. I know that you can see the Great
Yeah,
Barrier
yeah.
Reef, and you can see
I
the
think
Great
it's the
Wall.
only man-made thing that you can see from space.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right.
Of course, it's made by the Chinese.
Yeah, they rocked that one. They were like,
Yeah.
if we're gonna build a wall, we're gonna build the biggest one ever that there ever
Yeah.
will be. Yeah.
Josh, think about this quickly. The Great Wall of China is almost 9,000 kilometers long.
Yeah, that's long, dude.
Think about that, bro.
And they had to go brick
That's
by brick by brick
yes.
by brick for 9,000 kilometers.
Without any excavators or trucks
None of that.
or helicopters or no cranes, no nothing. Just 8,000 miles of just like brick by brick, just slaves bringing like materials up to this wall.
What was the point of building it? It was to separate.
To stop like people or like Europeans coming in or something like that.
No, it couldn't have been that. That's like a Trump move.
Dude, you can see the wall from the moon.
Yes, so the
Shit.
from the moon.
From the moon, bro.
That's quite hectic. The Great Wall of China was built to protect them from invaders from the north.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a well-known and plausible myth. Never mind.
So you can't see it from the moon.
Can't see it from the moon, but you can see it from low Earth orbit, which is cool.
Yeah. Does that count as space?
Yeah.
Does, eh? What was that? There was something that I was going to bring up outside of the pyramids. Okay, so there are UFOs.
Yeah, we're talking about aliens.
Aliens built the pyramids.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
They probably also built the Stonehenge things.
Probably. Yeah.
If there was an alien.
They probably also invented Kim Jong-un. Just to fuck with us.
Well, this is what I'm about to say.
Okay.
Kind of.
Are we on the same wavelength?
We are. If there was an alien on Earth, who would he be? Or she?
You mean he took the form of a human?
Yeah, if there was an alien disguised as a human right now.
The obvious answer is Donald Trump.
I don't know if that's an obvious one.
Have you seen his makeup? It's so bad that it seems like an alien was trying to do it.
What,
You
to
know?
like blend in?
Yeah.
Yeah, watch like one of those like quick Kylie Jenner palette videos on
Tutorial.
YouTube. Like on the way to Earth and was like, fuck it, I can do this. Rocked up, bang. We're gonna build a wall, folks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be.
An alien came down, watched a makeup tutorial,
And was
his
like,
makeup.
okay. Although then again,
Like Jeffree Star's on.
Trump couldn't be an alien. We're only saying that because since he's been president, things have been crazy. But he's been around for a long time.
Yeah, but maybe that's part of it, right?
Yeah, maybe
he
like
came down as a baby.
maybe like a day for them is a year for us. So he's technically only been here a couple of days.
Yep. Moving at light speed.
And this has been the plan all along, to become the president of the most powerful country in the world.
Bro, okay, if aliens exist, okay, which I think they kind of do, because this is, like, all the footage that come out is just crazy.
But all of that could be planned.
Let's say
well.
they do exist. Think about the technology they have at their disposal. Maybe they're just watching us, right? But maybe they have the Men in Black things that, like, erase our memories.
Like, dude, maybe... Imagine that, like, the sun...
Don't think too hard. Okay.
Imagine that, like, the sun was that Men in Black thing. And every day it rises into the sky. It erases that part of our memory. And then we go to bed and we have these crazy dreams. But these crazy dreams are actually memories!
Like that.
Dude, that's fire.
That's just fun to think about.
That's awesome to think about.
There's a lot of dreams I've had though that I wouldn't be able to explain like that. Like just, me flying into walls and stuff.
I don't know.
Maybe I could fly into
Maybe.
walls. I don't know.
Maybe.
Shit. Dude, I once had a dream. Talking about dreams.
Maybe you
once
can't
had a
fly
dream-
anymore because you flew into walls. Like,
Oh, maybe.
that could be fair reasoning.
Maybe we can all fly, but like most of us got like the ability like taken away from us at birth. Like things have to go perfectly for you. Anyway,
Like
I had this
Superman.
dream once.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had this dream once that I don't know why I remember this dream, but it was in South Africa when I was still in South Africa, and I think it was a lucid dream, so I remember being in the dream. Like,
Yeah,
I
and you're like,
remember knowing that I
and
was in the
lucid dreams
dream.
when you're like conscious
You know
in
you.
the dream kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in control.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I was like, holy shit, I'm in a dream. Let me try fly. Dude, I remember I was standing in like my backyard and I was like, okay, I'm gonna fly over the wall. And I remember like flying and then like hovering. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm flying. And then I just fell. And I was like, damn, that sucks. So I tried again and I flew and I took off. And then I got on top of the wall and I was like, awesome, that was so sick. And I was pumped, bro. I was like, I can fly, this is awesome. And then I tried to fly again and I jumped off the wall and I just, boom, on the
But
ground, dead.
oh, you
Dead.
died?
I died in my dream, bro, because I was trying to fly.
Apparently, you can't die in your dream.
How? I died in my dream. I remember dying in my dream.
That's hectic, because apparently that's why, like, when you're falling in a dream, you wake up before hitting the ground, because apparently the shock of actually hitting the ground, because your brain thinks it's real at the time, apparently the shock of actually hitting the ground would be such a shock to your body that you'd have a heart attack. Apparently,
Well,
this is what
you're right. Oh, you have a heart attack?
Yeah. That's what I've read. I don't know how true that is, because we
I
can't
didn't
prove
have a
that
heart
it's
attack, but
happened.
I woke up. Like I hit the ground and I remember still being in my dream and then I woke up. And it
So
was
did you
so
like
sad.
visibly
It was
see yourself dead?
yeah, I was like third person view, like looking down on myself,
That's weird.
dead from trying to fly in my dream. And I just added it to the other things that I haven't accomplished in my life.
Flying.
You know, I can't even fly in my own dream that I know I'm in. You know, it was
That's
kind of
actually such a
crazy.
good point you're making. even when you visibly know I'm in a dream,
Yeah,
you couldn't get it right. Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I try everything I try in my life just ends up in failure, and
Just
then
ends
I'm
up-
like, okay, let me try this in my dream, and I still fail.
And you still
Yeah, it
fail.
was- yeah, I think I was like 12 years old, so this was like very,
And you still remember that dream?
yeah. I
Dude, one
remember quite a few dreams actually.
I also do. One of the weirdest dreams I ever had was, did you come to that house in Cape Town? No.
Oh, maybe not.
No, yeah, I didn't met you yet. There was a house I lived in where all the bedrooms were down one corridor. My parents' bedroom was on the end, and the garage was on the other end. And I was walking down.
Oh, I went to that one.
Did you?
I think so.
It was the double story.
Was your bedroom downstairs?
Yeah, I had the massive bedroom.
Yeah.
Did you come to that one?
Yeah, that was
That's
the only house I've ever been to.
Really?
Yeah.
Anyway, because I lived in two houses in
The
there.
one by Mecca.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shit, that's crazy, dude. Anyway, so I dreamt that my whole family were in my parents' bedroom and the light was on, like beaming down the corridor, and I could just hear laughing and they were unwrapping presents. I'll never forget this. They were unwrapping presents and everyone was so happy and excited about the fact that we were all having a good time together. And I'm walking down the corridor like, hey, I'm about to open some prezzies, and got halfway and a clown had like crawled out of the garage, grabbed me by my ankles and pulled me so that I was flat on the ground. And you know in a dream when you try to scream and nothing comes out? The entire corridor. I swear my corridor turned into like a 3-kilometer long corridor. And there was a whole bunch of clowns just laughing, dragging me down the corridor, and I was screaming for help but nothing was coming out. And they dragged me all the way into the garage, and the door shut in front of me and things went pitch black and I woke up. And from that day, I hate clowns.
That is terrifying.
Yeah, dude. Even Ronald McDonald. I went to the mall and I was at McDonald's with a friend of mine and he knew that I hated clowns. And they had this guy dressed up as a giant like Ronald McDonald. And he called him over to come and give me a hug. Which is weird, by the way. If you're dressing up as like a character or like in a suit or something and you're hugging kids, like I see why it's cool, but it was just such a it was a little. And remember, he wasn't hugging me, dude. It wasn't like a oh hey Ronald, and I walked up to him and hugged him, dude. He came from behind, and wrapped his clown ass.
Nope. Dude, that's the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.